For a kiss. He joked he'd conquer this planet for you. Her knees buckled, her hair lit in blue fire. The cantina smelled of burnt ozone and cheap synthale. Lieutenant Marcus Chen slumped against the bar, his yellow power armor scratched and dented from 3 months of brutal combat on Kepler 442b. The colony wars had ground to a stalemate, and everyone knew it. Humans versus the indigenous Etherians, a conflict nobody wanted, but everyone was too proud to stop. Another round, Marcus muttered to the bartender, a grizzled veteran with a mechanical eye. That's when she walked in. Kaela moved through the crowd like water flowing around stones. Her skin was the color of deep ocean ice, and her eyes, those luminous amber eyes, seemed to hold entire galaxies within them. The flame-like hair that crowned her head flickered with a soft blue light, marking her as Zephyrian royalty. She shouldn't have been in the human sector. She definitely shouldn't have been alone. Marcus straightened instinctively, his hand moving toward his sidearm before he caught himself. Off duty. Neutral zone. The cantina's rules were sacred: no weapons, no fighting, no war. Kaela's gaze swept the room and locked onto him. To his surprise, she approached, her armored boots clicking against the metal floor. She wore battle-scarred white armor that had seen as much action as his own. "You're the one they call the Yellow Devil," she said, her voice carrying a musical quality that made his translator implant struggle. "Lieutenant Chen." "And you're Princess Kaela of the Crystalline Spires," he replied, standing. "We shouldn't be talking. Yet here we are." She gestured to the empty stool beside him. "May I?" Against every regulation, every instinct drilled into him during officer training, Marcus nodded. They talked for hours. Not about the war, not at first. They talked about home, his memories of Earth's cherry blossoms in spring, her descriptions of Kepler 442b's singing crystal forests before the bombings. They talked about the absurdity of fighting over a planet that neither side truly understood. They talked about music, family, the crushing weight of duty. "My mother wants me to marry Commander Vex," Kaela said quietly, swirling her drink. "He's ruthless, efficient. He'll escalate this war until one of our species is extinct." "My general wants me to lead the assault on your capital," Marcus admitted. "Orbital bombardment. Civilian casualties in the millions." Their eyes met, and in that moment, something shifted. Something neither of them could name, but both recognized. "What if?" Kaela started, then laughed bitterly. "Never mind. Foolish thoughts." "What if what?" She looked at him, vulnerability flickering across her features. "What if there was another way? What if instead of conquest through destruction, there could be unity?" Marcus felt the words bubbling up before he could stop them. Maybe it was the synthale. Maybe it was 3 months of watching good soldiers die for inches of scorched earth. Maybe it was the way her hair seemed to dance with inner light. "You know what?" he said, a reckless grin spreading across his face. "For a kiss from you, Princess, I'd conquer this entire planet. Not with weapons, with words, with peace. I'd make your people and mine see reason, if it took 1,000 years." He meant it as a joke, a moment of lightness in the darkness. But Kaela's reaction wasn't what he expected. Her eyes widened, and her entire body went rigid. The flame-like hair atop her head suddenly blazed brilliant blue, so bright that nearby patrons shielded their eyes. Her knees buckled, and Marcus caught her instinctively, his arms wrapping around her armored form. "Kaela? What's wrong?" "Did I?" "You don't understand," she gasped, her voice trembling. The blue fire of her hair intensified, casting dancing shadows across the walls. "Among my people, such a declaration isn't a joke. It's a soul-binding oath. Marcus, you've just challenged for my hand in the ancient way." Marcus's heart hammered in his chest. I didn't know. I'm sorry, I don't. She gripped his armor with surprising strength, pulling herself upright though her legs still shook. Don't apologize. The oath cannot be unmade. And I don't want you to unmake it. The cantina had gone silent. Every eye was on them, human and Zephyrian alike. My hair burns blue when I found my true match, Kaela continued, her voice gaining strength even as tears streamed down her cheeks. It's happened only twice in my family's 1,000-year history. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows what this means. Then I'll make good on my word, Marcus said, the weight of the moment settling on his shoulders like armor plate. If that's what it takes to end this war, to build something better, I'll do it. We'll do it together. Kaela searched his face, looking for doubt, for deception. She found only determination and something that looked dangerously like hope. It won't be easy, she warned. My people will call me traitor. Yours will call you worse. Let them talk. Marcus cupped her face gently, his calloused human hands against her cool, crystalline skin. I've spent 3 months learning how to destroy. Maybe it's time I learned how to build instead. The blue fire of her hair began to settle, shifting from blazing wildfire to a steady, pulsing glow. Kaela rose on her toes, closing the distance between them. Then seal your oath, Lieutenant Marcus Chen, she whispered. Seal it, and let's change the galaxy. Their lips met, and the cantina erupted, not in violence, but in stunned silence that slowly transformed into hesitant applause. Human and Zephyrian alike, they'd all witnessed something unprecedented. When they finally broke apart, Marcus rested his forehead against hers. You know this makes us the galaxy's most wanted war criminals once our superiors find out. Kaela laughed, the sound like crystal bells. Then we'd better succeed. Come on, Lieutenant. We have a planet to conquer, with peace, with unity, with something neither of our peoples expected. With love, Marcus added softly. With love, she agreed, her hair still glowing with that ethereal blue fire. They walked out of the cantina together, leaving behind their weapons, their allegiances, and the old world. Ahead lay an impossible task, uniting 2 species locked in bitter war. But as they stepped into the alien sunset, their hands intertwined, armor scarred but hearts unbroken, they carried something their generals and commanders had long forgotten. They carried hope. And sometimes, hope was the most powerful weapon of all.